Hey everybody, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farm, and today we're in the kitchen making some cherry bars with our homemade cherry pie filling. So stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Make it. First thing, I went ahead, and you can see how foamy this is. I went ahead before we started so that this would get nice and worked up. I took 1/4 cup of warm water, a tablespoon of active dry yeast. That's one package, and it's not instant or anything like that. It's just your regular Red Star yeast. And I put a teaspoon of sugar from the ingredients that I already had out, and that water just to get it going, and it is going perfectly. It is ready to be added, but we're going to add everything else that we need to add first and add this when it's time. So we're going to get started, and you're going to need 1/2 cup of softened butter, and if you'd rather use shortening or lard, that would be fine too. I think I've sometimes substituted if we were low on butter, but it is softened. I didn't take it out in time, so I had to just do it in my microwave. Not melted, just softened. And we're going to give that a whir. And then we're going to add to that, and I jotted down my recipe here. We're going to add to that 1 cup of sugar. And this had that teaspoon of sugar taken out to add to my yeast mixture. So 1 cup of sugar. Then we're going to add to that, as soon as it's creamed together. Okay, it's just the sugar and the butter are just creamed together. We're going to add 2 eggs, and I'm living on the wild side right now because I'm cracking directly into my pan, but I'm in a little bit of a hurry. Got a little behind today. So we've got 2 eggs in there. And that is just mixed until it's nice and creamy and all well incorporated. So I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. Okay, so we've got those ingredients in there. We need to add our flavoring. We're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, and I'll just eyeball it. We're going to add a teaspoon of almond flavor because almond flavor goes perfect with cherries. We're going to give that a whir. Then we're going to take our 2 1/4 cups of, 2 1/4 cups of flour that I have already measured out here. And to that we are going to add, grab my measuring spoon, there it is. We're going to add 2 teaspoons baking powder and 1 teaspoon baking soda. And I'll just grab a teaspoon here and again, get all those lumps out of there. Okay, there's a teaspoon of soda. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, and we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And since I'm using kosher, it's going to be a little more than 1/2. All right, get all of that out of there. Then we are going to just mix these ingredients together. Okay, then we are going to take buttermilk. And if you didn't see my buttermilk video, you might want to check it out. Here is the buttermilk I made, and I'm just going to give it a shake. We need a half a cup of buttermilk. There we go. And it is just nice and rich and thick and smells yummy. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start by adding my yeast mixture to my butter mixture and get that mixed together. Get it all in there. Helps if your plug doesn't get knocked out. Okay, and that loosened that batter up really loose now with all that extra liquid. Now I'm going to take about a quarter cup of my flour mixture. It might have been closer to a half a cup. Let's say a half a cup. And whir that around just real quickly. It's still a little bit of powder around there, but it's mostly gone. I'm going to take about a quarter cup of buttermilk. And then I'm going to leave this running slowly, and I'm just going to alternate each ingredient, but I want to end on flour. And then a quick mix to get it all incorporated. And we have our batter. Take this out. Set that out of the way. Sorry about that noise. Oops. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. And there's what your dough looks like. We're not kneading it or anything. We're not using the yeast as a bread making or a major leavening agent. It will help leaven it, but it's not going to be the major one. But we're going to just set this right here while we prepare our pan. Make a little room. So you're going to take a pan, and I love the insulated ones. If you don't have an insulated one, that's fine. Now, you can also do a 9x13. Okay, got a low battery, we got to hurry. You can also use a 9x13 pan, that would be fine. I'm going to go ahead and use my sheet pan here. It is insulated. It does cook it nicely that way. Spray it nicely with a pan spray or your favorite pan spray. Okay, and then we're going to take and we are going to add all but about a cup and a half. And we're going to spread that out. And you can see there's a lot of action going on there with the leavening agents. The baking powder and the baking soda are reacting with the buttermilk, and lots of big whole air bubbles. It's not going to be a real thick layer. Just want to make sure it's covered. Okay. If you have any holes, cover the holes. Then what we're going to do is we are going to take our cherry pie filling, and you can just use a can of cherry pie filling, or if you've made your own, pull your own out. Let me grab a spoon. And we are going to do a layer of cherry pie filling all over the top. And I see I've got a little hole here. We're going to get all that good stuff out of there. There's no reason to waste that. That is good stuff. Smooth it out. Get it on all the pieces. Don't want anybody left out. Then we're going to take our leftover batter. Whoops. Stop that. And we are going to drop little spoonfuls all over. And you could do it in a pattern. You can do it randomly. Just need little ones. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a cream cheese mixture to this, and it would be yummy. We've done that before, and I would just take probably a block of 8 ounces of cream cheese and a little bit of sugar, maybe 1/4 of a cup, and an egg, and blend that together. And then put just globs of it across your cherry topping. That would be really good. Probably didn't reserve as much as I should have, but it's okay. It's all going to be in the pan. All right. And then you can kind of flatten those out a little bit. Spread them out. And then I take a little bit of cinnamon and sugar and just sprinkle over the top to get that top layer. Actually, you can just do the little just a little dough, and we're ready to stick it in an oven. And we're going to put this in an oven that is 350 for, I'm going to say 40 minutes. It may not take that long depending on your pan and the size, but we're going to try that. I will let you know how long mine took. So I'll bring you back when this comes out of the oven. Okay, I just took it out of the oven, and I just made up a simple powdered sugar icing with powdered sugar, little milk, little almond flavor. Stirred it, made sure it was a good consistency to drizzle. And now I'm just going to drizzle a little on the top. Don't have to have it going any certain way. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure everybody gets a little drizzle on theirs. Don't want to short anybody. All right, there it is. We're going to let this cool, still very hot, and then we'll come back and taste test. We're going to cut into this to see how well it tastes and what it looks like. So let's just start over here. Andy, you're going to get this piece right here, and you're going to have to tell us.
That's perfect.
What you think. First of all, we got to put it on the plate. Give it a taste.
That's really, really good. That's my favorite cherry dish.
I'm going to have to taste a little of yours here. Very moist. It has a little bit of a yeasty taste, and can't beat it. One of our favorites.
It's really good.
So if you want to try this, at the end of this video, I'll have a screenshot of the recipe, and then also, if you haven't yet, go and follow my Facebook page, Blue Rooster Farm, and a couple days after the video is posted, I will post the recipe there as well. So I hope you have a really good rest of your day, and we're going to sit here and enjoy a little dessert. Thanks.
Mine's almost gone.
Thanks for watching.